Yeah. Dude, my happy marriage continues to be goated, bruh. And this episode, man, was absolutely insane. You get left off on this massive cliffhanger, where you get blue balled, where Kyoko Kudo basically gets unlawfully arrested. And of all people, Arata Usaba did it. I can't believe it, man. This show continues to be goated. This show continues to be great. And I continue to love and enjoy watching the hell out of this show because my freaking goodness, how much better can we get when it comes to when it comes to My Happy Marriage? But this is gonna be one of these episode reviews that's just gonna go all over the place. But geez, man, geez, I can't believe that. Dude, I always had this sneaking suspicion that Arata would betray them, but I can't believe he actually did it. He actually caved Usui. Now, I don't know if he's maybe doing this potentially to try to get closer to Usui and try to freaking catch him and then catch him by surprise. Now, maybe he is doing that, but we don't know if he's doing this of his own volition. Um, who knows? In the back of my head, I feel like there's gonna be a good percent chance that Arata is doing this to try to get closer to Usui to try to take him out. Because we obviously he knows how dangerous Usui is. So I would not be shocked if it was kind of a bait and swerve type of switch thing where he's just pretending to work alongside Usui, but he's gonna try to get close to him so he can do it. Now, if it just comes out straight up, he's like, no, he's siding with Arata, or he's siding with Usui because Usui told him like, you're just like me, you have a chance to go after the one that should be yours, and that's Mio. Mio should be married to you. You're supposed to be her protector. You need to do what I failed to do. I failed to save Sumi. You have a chance to save Mio, and you have a chance to basically essentially be married to her. That can be your wife right there. I failed in doing that with Sumi, but you have a clear cut. You ain't gonna let this Kyoko Kudo guy take her from you. Um, but we'll see. We will definitely see where it's gonna go, but I won't be shocked if at the end of the day this was all a bait and switch and Arata was doing this just so he could find a way to get closer to Usui and try to catch him. Now Usui, I would not be surprised if he doesn't see it, if he sees it coming a mile away, because Usui is legitimately Aizen, right? So that was probably the most shocking revelation there, and I couldn't believe this man really straight up did that. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Are we serious? So there's that. Kudo and his group find out how to take down these weird demonic like freaking grotesqueries. And we find out like these grotesqueries, because we see early in the episode, Mr. Gudo, he goes against one of them in the city and he uses one of his regular abilities and they're not affected, right? By supernatural abilities. And we find out like there's like this little core within them, and when the other dude broke it down, it was basically like fangs of grotesquerie. So basically Kudo asked the dude like, you do know how to do this now, right? And he's like, yeah, I can basically purge this thing from them now that I know what it is. So that's the thing, right? And that's what leads to these crazy fight where the secretary dude from the minister of department, right? Or not the minister of department, the minister of education comes in and basically damn near chokes Kazuki. I was really like, oh bro, don't tell me they're gonna kill Kazuki, dude. If they kill Kazuki, I'm about to lose my damn mind. It's also cool too. We actually see she has supernatural abilities as well. And it seems like her supernatural abilities is like she can slow time down in a certain bubble thing or hold somebody in place. Um, but she was basically getting force choked. And I thought she was gonna like get choked to death. But no, luckily she's still alive, so thank God she's okay. Um, but you have it to where the dude turns into one of the demon-like monsters, and he tries to squish Mio, and Mio's getting, telepathy from Usui, basically saying, "Call out to him, call out to Kudo, because it's all a trap, right? It's all a trap set." And also leading into this scene, it was coming out of Mio's dream, but when Mio woke up from the dream, because she was looking to find Kudo and everything, because Usui warned her, saying like he was coming after Kudo, right? She steps outside and she sees it snowing. And if you remember from, I believe, the last episode, Takahito talked about how snow is a bad omen. And Mio remembered that, and she was looking for Kudo all over the place, but by then it was too late. And the reason why she wasn't screaming out for Kudo is because she knows, like, if I come, something bad's gonna happen because it's snowing. So she somewhat indirectly uses her Dream Seeker abilities, but it realistically doesn't work, right? But Kudo ends up coming to save her, and they end up doing it, and then that what ends up to Kudo being shot by Arata, and then basically Arata's like, "You're being tried for your crimes. You're being arrested for basically, you doing the assassin and trying to assassinate the emperor and everything. So you're going to jail and everything." And you get that emotional scene at the episode where Kudo tells Mio, and Mio's just like, "Don't say it." And then obviously Kudo's like, I should have told you this earlier, but I want to tell you this to you now, and that is, I love you." And you just have it to where Mio just breaks down in tears as she basically sees her husband, or her fiance, getting pulled away, or getting arrested unrightfully, mind you. So you get that moment. And then you also find out, like, this man Usui basically took over the entire military force. Like, the military, the Get the Communion, completely has complete control of the military, because they ended up killing up the minister of, like, basically the military, right? He got shot in the fucking forehead, and we find out that of course it's true, the department, the minister of education is definitely in on this as well. And basically he's like, "Well, what's in it for me, Usui?" And basically Usui's like, "Look, you just do what I tell you to do, and you do it." And basically Usui wants to kill the emperor. He's like, "Look, as long as the emperor's alive, that's fine. I don't care about anybody else. But as long as the emperor's alive, keep him alive, because that's my kill." And we find out the reason because of that, because Mio has another dream, and we get some more backstory, and we basically get the true understanding of why Usui became the person he is right now. This vengeful revenge person who wants to get revenge on the emperor for everything that happened, right? So this time this dream sequence takes place after Sumi is basically married into the Saimori household. She's already had Mio. Mio's a baby at this point. And we have it to where we see Usui basically come in, and he's just like, "Why would you do this?" Because this is, he's finding out what she did. And basically Sumi's just like, "Look, it's okay. It's fine. I'm all right. It's all good." And Usui's just like, "No, it's not. How could you do all this? Why would you marry into this family and everything?" And basically, Sumi just basically tells him, like, "Look, dude, it's all right. I'm fine. It's the best thing we needed to do, because, the family was going to go under." Because remember, this is when the emperor was messing around with the Usaba, or the Usaba's company, which made them lose money. And unless Sumi were to get married to the Saimoris, which basically the emperor instigated, which we found out in season 1, he instigated the marriage of the Saimoris with the Usabas, right, to get Sumi to marry to the Saimori family. She did that to keep her family up front and okay. And obviously you can tell that Usui was clearly like, but he was distraught by this. And then you just have it to where Sumi basically is like, "Look, I'm okay, and especially I'm okay now that I got, my daughter here," right? And just referring to Mio. And basically, Usui just says, like, straight up, like, "So are you trying to tell me that you have no more need for me? You don't need me anymore?" And Sumi actually straight up says, like, "Yeah, I don't need you anymore in my life, You don't need to protect me anymore. I'm going to be okay. It's all gonna be all right. So you can go back and do what you need to go do. And at that moment on, you could tell like Usui was heartbroken because he made this promise to Sumi that he would always be there to protect her, and Sumi was okay with it. And she's like, okay, as long as you just don't hurt anybody, I'm okay with that. And now the girl that basically he was in love with his entire life, right, is basically telling him like, one, she's married into a different family. It's not him that is basically the husband, right? Um, and on top of it too, it's like, okay, now you're not asking me to help you now. Now I'm not here to protect you and everything. And that just fueled his anger. And when he obviously found out, like, it was the emperor that pulled the strings the entire time, he did this all for revenge because he felt, no, you took Mio away from me, or not Mio, Sumi away from me, and now you're gonna pay for what you did. Now, albeit, I thought what Sumi said in terms of Sumi should have been a little bit more honest. She effed. I thought she kind of effed up, and she kind of also created Usui to be the Usui she is, or the way he is. Because no shot you should be telling this dude who you should clearly know he cares a lot about you, right? You should not tell him like, no, I don't need you in my life anymore, right? But then again, when I was thinking about it, I remembered, right? Because we remember her father, which is Mio's grandfather, was very pissed off at Sumi for doing this. Because remember, Sumi married into the Saimori family on her own accords, right? She felt for her family's, sake, it was best for her to get married, and she even went behind her father's back to do it. Um, so I was thinking, I'm like, okay, it makes sense she would say this to him because she basically was shunned from the family. Like her father, Muyu's grandfather, basically shunned her and said he wants nothing to do with her anymore, right? We know, obviously, in season one, he ended up regretting that, and he wished he had just reconnected with Sumi before she died, but by then it was too late, right? So for her, she was already shunned by her father, so she feels like, well, I have no more ties to the Usabas because of my stunt that I did, and honestly, I'm okay with that. As long as I'm okay and they're okay, that's all that matters, right? And, I think that's why she said what she said, because she knows she already has an estranged relationship with her father and kind of an estranged relationship with the Usaba family for what she did in the past, marrying to the Saimoris on her own accords. She feels like, well, I can't have Usui involved in this stuff. Because if he is, it's only going to create even more confusion, and it might get the other Usaba family members to hate him, and because he's worried about me, so that's why she said it, and everything. But in a weird way, Sumi kind of created Usui the way he is today. Maybe if she had said something different at that point, you know, maybe he would be different, but I don't know. Sumi did say like Mio is her happiness now and everything, and Mio did tell that to Usui, because after this scene, she has a talk with the current Usui, and Usui's like, I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just giving you a warning, right? Things are not gonna get good for you, right? And basically he's like, look, just give it up. It's okay. Come to me, essentially, right? But even Mio questions him, saying like, why are you doing this? Like, did my mother not tell you that she would be she's happy the way she was? And basically Usui is like, you don't get it, do you? Like, and he goes into his whole statement and everything of why he's doing what he's doing. But again, this dude is just doing this to make chaos, and shit just got crazy. I don't know where the story is going to go now that Kudo is arrested, and Mio's all alone, and she's gonna have to figure this out now on her own. So we'll definitely see. This is also gonna probably create even more of her hatred for, well, I want to say her hatred, but it's gonna create a dislike for Arata. So, albeit if Arata does, even if Arata, you know, does go back to the good side, and this was all a ploy for him to get closer to Usui, who's to say after this season, Mio was like, look, Mr. Arata, I understand why you did what you did, but I don't appreciate what you did because it broke my heart that you shot my fiance and then on top of it, you took him away from me like that, you know, and now you're telling me and you hid this from me? No. So I could see it to where, you know, for Aura to, even if he isn't meaning this and he realistically is good, but he's doing this for a good reason, you know, I don't know if I could honestly see Mio forgiving him for what he did, because honestly, he kind of broke her heart, you know, right there, right? And also too, like, Arta's supposed to be her protector, you know, that's supposed to be your family right there, and you basically betrayed your family's trust right there. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting character development for Mio going forward, and it's gonna be interesting if Arta's just gonna take her away, straight up. So we'll see. We will see where it's gonna go, but things just got picked up and got interesting. Yeah, man. Yeah. But if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit the subscribe button if you want to get more My Happy Marriage content or any more anime content I upload to the channel. Until then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or your night when chilling this video. Until then, guys, peace.